Welcome to another edition of the Gospel of Photography. I'm Somi, and I'm going to be your host for today. If you're just joining us for the very first time on this edition, this show is actually all about discussing issues and trends in the photography industry with the ultimate goal of not just inspiring you, but also making you a better photographer or photography appreciator. Different segments we have in this show include Personality of the Week, where we bring in somebody that has been actually doing well in the industry with the goal of actually giving you a potential mentor to follow. We have a Social Media Page of the Week. We have a section Question and Answers. That's where you send in your questions and we attempt to answer them. We also discuss at every episode a particular topic that we feel will benefit you, especially if you're a photographer in business. Emphasis on in business. Today's topic will actually be marketing your photography. Let's take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Over 25 workshops, over 20 facilitators, 2 cities, 2,000 plus photographers, 1 conference, Nigeria Photography Expo and Conference, NIFEC 3.0, holds in Abuja June 13th to 15th, and in Lagos June 15th to 20th. To register, visit www.nifec.com/seminars. Building a complete photographer, powered by Hello Photos.
Welcome back. In talking about marketing your photography, what we actually mean is making sure your product and services actually get to the right customers you're actually intending it for. Many people in this part of the world, especially in Lagos, Nigeria, when we start a business, the first thing that we think of doing most of the time is actually printing what we call flyers. We print all the details about the business, the description of the office, the price tags and all that. And we go to a location, whether an eatery where they sell food or a mall, and share these flyers. But most of us don't actually put detailed thinking into the whole process. The first question we should be asking ourselves before you even print any flyers is actually, who are the type of clients you are trying to reach? This is very, very critical because your type of clients might not be in the location you are sharing flyers. More importantly, who said flyers will get you even the clients that you want? I don't know if we're getting this. It's important to realize that different clients actually need different avenues to be reached. I am doing photography. I want a premium client, for example, maybe a Bill Gates, for example, and I go ahead and print an A4 size flyer, stand right in front of the #1 shopping mall in maybe Lagos State, Nigeria, and then start distributing the flyers to every luxury car that comes in. What are the chances that somebody that doesn't know me, that is supposedly a rich person, will take the flyer and hire me? These were things I actually put into the consideration when many years ago when I started out, I put into place to be sure that I was doing the right things to get the right people. I first of all decided that the type of clients that I wanted to serve, not that I was greedy, but I decided I wanted to serve the elite of the society. And the question I asked myself, how do I reach the elite of the society? I did some research and discovered that this elite group actually shop at a particular shopping mall. This shopping mall was actually about 20 miles away from where my studio was actually situated. In fact, I discovered that there was also this particular hotel, premium 5-star hotel situated in another state, right in the heart of Nigeria, Abuja, and I was based in Lagos. So I decided the best marketing strategy perhaps would be to showcase my works in the environment where this elite of the society actually meet and gather and talk. So eventually I organized a solo exhibition. I had the exhibition in the hotel that was based in Abuja and showcased a few of my works. Till date, that is one of the best marketing experiments I've done. Because by the time I was showcasing the type of pictures that I wanted people to hire me for, I was not just surprised, I was so impressed that there were people that were actually ready to hire me and pay not just what I was asking for. In fact, there were a few clients that came across my exhibition pictures and they were actually implying that my prices were cheap. They were ready to pay more. Eventually, I discovered that if I had printed flyers and maybe just stood at one location in Lagos State, these same clients, I would not have gotten them. More importantly, I realized that some of these clients actually came all the way from Lagos just to have a meeting at that premium hotel. Ever since then, I've always packaged my products to be showcased at the location where I know my clients gather. Flyers doesn't work for me. Considering different marketing strategies, what works for us right now is Instagram, for example. Facebook, our Facebook page actually targets a specific group of people, mostly people that are interested in training. Most of our photography jobs, covering events, doing family portraits, we realize comes from real physical exhibitions that we do, maybe in hotels like the one I mentioned. So it's really important to actually sit down and first of all analyze the type of clients you want to reach. You don't have to reach the elite that I want to reach. Your client might actually be United Nations, for example, or the World Health Organization, interested in buying some of your documentary pictures. The question is, how are you packaging yourself in such a way that the right clients are actually meeting you? That's what really marketing is all about. And to a large extent, I tell photographers that are coming into business today that if you're a photographer in business and you are not on a social media platform, which makes you actually available to the entire planet, then perhaps you are just a photographer, but you are not in business. If you're a photographer and you don't have an Instagram page, in fact, if you don't have a Facebook page, someone once said that if you are not on Facebook or Google, then you are probably not alive. That might seem extreme, but every single big organization or important organization alive today actually is on the internet. So who are you to now say you don't need one? So that is where a lot of your marketing strategy actually starts from. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
Over 25 workshops, over 20 facilitators, 2 cities, 2,000 plus photographers, 1 conference, Nigeria Photography Expo and Conference, NIFEC 3.0, holds in Abuja June 13th to 15th and in Lagos June 15th to 20th. To register, visit www.nifec.com/seminars. Building a complete photographer, powered by Hello Photos.
Welcome back. So at this point, maybe we should mention just a few of the different types of photography and perhaps how you can better help your marketing. If you're a wedding photographer, for example, it is very important that you be on Instagram. Even before we are talking about the different social media platforms, every photographer out there cannot ignore the importance of having a website. In my own opinion, your website is actually your #1 marketing tool. To a large extent, it actually reduces your cost of operation, because if somebody wants to find out about your work, wherever they are on planet Earth, even if they are on planet Mars or planet Jupiter, As long as they have access to the internet, they could still actually log on and check your portfolio, check what you have to offer without having you come to them to talk about what you offer. Okay, we have a lot of photographers right here in Lagos that they wait to be called, and then the call that they're getting is, can you bring some of your pictures, let me see before I know whether I can hire you. You reduce all those transportation expenses when you have a website. So having a website, in my own opinion, is non-negotiable, really, especially if you're in business. In fact, most photographers that declare that they're in business, they're really not serious. That's the word I'll use. Because what it really takes to run a business takes a lot of guts. You must be ready to market. And even that marketing area, I'm still trying to be better at it. A lot of us, if you realize this is your weakness, if it means bringing somebody on board to do the marketing for you so that you can focus on just the creativity part. Okay, so if you're a wedding photographer, you should definitely have a website. You should be on Instagram. In fact, any photographer right now should be on Instagram, on Facebook, and Google+. I think personally Google+ is a great platform for photographers. One of the photographers I admire has been a social media page in past editions is Rick Salmon. Rick Salmon has almost 800,000 followers just on Google+. You'll be surprised the jobs he gets from posting his pictures online. Most of the pictures are not even pictures that he took recently. Okay, a lot of us admire photographers because we visited them online. Many of you viewing have not even met me physically, but because of the power of the internet, I've been able to successfully market what I have. And hopefully you are convinced that I am good at what I do. I'm hoping that you're convinced. So you can't really negate the importance of being on the internet. Google+, Facebook, Instagram, your website, and then Twitter. Those are 5 crucial platforms that you should be on. And then by the time you're uploading your pictures, especially if you are on Facebook, be cautious how you tag people. The truth is, for Facebook, it's mostly your friends that will probably be admiring your pictures. And in case people that are not your friends even see it, many times for the real jobs I've gotten that paid me serious amounts of money, they've, for me, not come from Facebook. Sometimes they come from Instagram. Sometimes for other photographers, it's Google+. So it's for you to analyze what actually works for you. I think the best strategies to start with is just establishing your presence on the internet by opening all these 5 accounts, even if you are not ready to be active on it. So let's get started with that. In subsequent editions, we'll talk still a little bit more about marketing. Better yet, be part of the marketing class that will be coming up in the forthcoming photography conference that we're organizing, the Nigeria Photography Expo and Conference. Visit the website nifec.com/seminars and you get details on how to be part of it. Whatever you do, if you're serious about taking your photography business to the next level, try your best not to miss this conference. At this junction, let's take a break and we'll actually be right back.
Over 25 workshops, over 20 facilitators, 2 cities, 2,000 plus photographers, 1 conference, Nigeria Photography Expo and Conference, NIFEC 3.0, holds in Abuja June 13th to 15th and in Lagos June 15th to 20th. To register, visit www.nifec.com/seminars. Building a complete photographer, powered by Hello Photos.
Okay, so I wanted to, waiting we want is supposed to be to specify our objectives, and it's only the lawyer that was specific about what she wanted. But then I think she pretty sums up what we want to know, or what the objectives of the organizers of the program have put in place. That let's talk about getting customers. Getting customers is not about customer service. Basically, it is what? Selling. It's about sales. How do we sell? And how do we keep on selling? Because unless you keep on selling, nothing the inside though. Okay? And then I said, what's the business of photography? The business of photography is a personal business. Like, what I mean by that is one-on-one. That means it is almost impossible to be rich in photography. Because how many people, our dear Lord Jesus Christ, how many people could you reach at the time? He had to choose 12 people to do the work. And people are still doing the work afterwards. One person, even in the midst of websites, email, etc. You can only do so much. Someone sent me an article I was preparing for this course. It was like, look, the first 200 jobs in America, photography is like 179. It's it's ranked way down. Garbage collectors, lawma, they make more money than photographers on the average. If I were to draw a hill like this, just assume this is a hill. There are lots of ants here, photographers like this. Only very few people. That's the truth of the matter. Only very few people cross this way. So it's good for us to know where we belong, so we don't lie to ourselves. So for those who are looking for money, you have to work hard. 24 hours. And it's not working hard physically alone. You have to use this thing upstairs. The work you run away from accounting, you will do it tired. Do you understand? Theater arts, your mates are doing Nollywood. You say you want to carry photo, you walk, oh. You walk. It is well. That's how we assure ourselves as Nigerians. Do you understand? So it's just, to a large extent, this is where everybody is. And a lot of people will stay here, not because of, no, it's not a design by design. It's because photography is a personal service. Do you understand? Anybody, you go to an event, everybody has a camera. The cameras are better than your own. They're still paying credit on your camera. Okay, Japan. Meanwhile, somebody is bringing a sophisticated camera. So the barrier to entry is very, very, very low. See, accountants, they always wake up, okay, so what will I do? Well, they've been established photographers who are still trying to make it. Somebody is just leaving school. She's already picking up photography. Do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody's left school for so long. So if you understand the truth of the matter, if you know where we are, we can start taking the problems properly. So truth be told, very few people will make it rich in photography. But then, you can be amongst those few people. It is not impossible. So I was saying that photography is a personal service, like barbing. You can only cut one hair at the same time. So how does the barber make money? If he has many stores, many people cutting hair at the same time, he has a factory, or people with 20, 100 seats, 100 customers at the same time, 20 customers at the same time. It's cutting like 20 heads per hour or something. It has to be like that, an assembly line, a production line. It can't be one person just walks in. I used to have low cut for a long time. So I'll scrape my hair, then the hair will start growing. So after 6 months, I'll go to the barber. So my mama called me one day and said, he can't achieve breakthrough if I'm the only client. I say, it's true. Why is it my money that you want? Because the hair will be growing small, small. When it grows a little bit, I curl it. When it goes a little bit, I do something. But for me, I only go to the barber twice a year. So you don't need clients like that. That just remember you. Do you understand? But then, everybody has its own position. Because I might come to him on the day he's broke. The small tip I give him will do something for that day. The same thing with nail care. It is one person at a time. You can't deal with 100 nails at the same time as a person. Unless you have a franchise, unless you have many stores, unless you have a big space. Are we thinking about it now? So photography is one-on-one. So how do we begin to make money in photography when you can serve many people? And you have to think, that's why I said right. We brainstorm, we'll think about it, and we ask ourselves, do we really, really, really want to pursue photography as a career or as a hobby? If money comes by the side, beautiful. If money doesn't come, I'm enjoying the passion of photography. But if money is going to come, we're going to work very hard. We're going to work very hard. As I said, bespoke tailoring, that's those people that sew just for you. Fashion designer, long and short. Medicine and surgery. The surgeon can only cut one head at the same time, or can only cut one stomach. Do you understand? He can't do multiple surgeries. He will die if he tries it. But I think the point is made. Psychiatry, shrink. You go and see your shrink. I'm not feeling well. Do you know how long it takes for you to tell the person before he decides, okay, you're going mad small. Okay, it's a little madness. It's not a lot of madness that is doing you. What I'm trying to say is the same thing with pastors. Do you understand? You can't take care of so many people at the same time if you want to give them adequate care. So I don't make too much noise. The more folks you know, the better for your wallet, because in the final analysis, what we're concerned about is our wallet. Before I continue, customers, I also call them source of money. When you see them as source of money, you don't care whether they abuse you, they F up, like you say, just let them bring their money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it could be very aggravating, it could be very frustrating. But when you see them walking, and okay, it's a customer. It's not the customer walking in. It's your Naira sign walking in. That's your new camera. That's your new shoe.
NIFEC, building a complete photographer.
Do you like taking pictures? Have you ever wondered why your pictures are not as good as those you see on Facebook? Then you need to be at NIFEC. NIFEC 2015 is a gathering of photographers, both amateur, professionals, the veterans you've always seen and admired on Facebook and the internet. If you'd like to meet with people like Bayomo Boriowo, Aisha Ogekuta, Tom Sata, and George Oshodi, you are at the right place. At NIFEC 2015, you also get to see different products from companies that exhibit at the conference. Learn how to take your photography to the next level. Be at NIFEC 2015.
NIFEC, building a complete photographer.
It's not about the equipment. It's not about, oh, I just bought this lens, Mark D4, all the things. When I hear that, I just laugh. They're throwing money away. It has its place. But for people who are just starting, focus. What is critical for you is to get your customers. Focus. Any camera will do. When you move a little bit above, then you can join them to be talking about Mark 5 and Canon something. At this point, you can't afford it. A D40 is like 80,000, and that's just an entry-level camera, Nikon D40. That's somebody's wages for 2 months.
NIFEC, building a complete photographer.
Are you a photographer, or you're just starting out into photography business? Probably you think holding the camera is all about taking a shot. Come to NIFEC 2015. You will learn a lot about it. There are many techniques, there are concepts to learn into photography. Here in NIFEC 2015, you got to meet great photographers both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Furthermore, as a photography business, you learn a lot of things about the real concept of customer satisfaction, among other things. Be there.
Over 25 workshops, over 20 facilitators, 2 cities, 2,000 plus photographers, 1 conference, Nigeria Photography Expo and Conference, NIFEC 3.0, holds in Abuja June 13th to 15th, and in Lagos June 15th to 20th. To register, visit www.nifec.com/seminars. Building a complete photographer, powered by Hello Photos.
Welcome back. At this junction, I feel it's important to actually talk about the NIFEC road tour that we're planning. We'll be going to about 8 different cities: Lagos, Kaduna, Abuja, Jos, Port Harcourt, Ilorin, Ibadan, and we're still considering Enugu. But the point is, we'll be discussing on overcoming the challenges of running a photography business. One of the key things I will be mentioning is the importance of marketing, and we'll talk a little bit extensively on how to be a better marketer for your photography business. Whatever you do, regardless of wherever you are in the country, try to choose the city that is closest to you and make sure you do not miss it for anything. It starts on April 22nd at Abuja, ends on May 8th in Kaduna, and we're still adding 1 or 2 other cities. If your city is not among those that are mentioned, feel free to write us, especially if you can help, guarantee at least 10 to 20 students in that area. We'll be more than glad to come and preach the gospel of photography. A gentleman sent in a question from Abuja asking, Mr. Sheung, is it okay for a photographer to marry another photographer? And I laughed. I thought that was a very funny question. But my answer is, it is definitely okay, as long as both of you understand each other. In fact, I personally feel that even makes things easier. Both of you have the same passion, and if you were probably running different businesses before, you could join in effort and hopefully build a stronger business. However, many people don't tend to work well together as husband and wife. One of the couples that I personally admire so much is Zach and Jody. Check out their site. They're a married photography couple. And perhaps after reading a few of the articles on their blog and website, you will definitely know that it is okay to marry a fellow photographer, as long as you can make things work out. At this junction, we'll be featuring our social media page of the week. And today's page is actually by a photographer that I respect so much, Jide Alakija. The guy is awesome. He's a wedding photographer that covers weddings all over the world. I mean, in fact, if you can fly him to the moon to cover a wedding for you, he's ready to go. Check out his Instagram page, his website, his Facebook page, and you agree with me that this is a world-class photographer hailing from Nigeria that you should reckon with. So that's that for today's show. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes of the Gospel of Photography as we bring to you issues and trends, as we answer your questions with the ultimate goal of not just inspiring you, but to make you a better photographer or appreciator of photography. Till next week, same time, same channel, I'm Shinwake Somi. Keep taking those pictures.